Howdy folks, Rob MaximumRD, and here I am in the bedroom to do this video for you. I got sun coming in the window, which is facing on me, not from behind me, so you'll actually be able to see what I'm showing you. Made that mistake a few times, and if I can just find my X-Acto knife, yeah, right there. Was buzzed up because I got this here package. No, it's not the one for you guys in my Facebook group that I posted a picture. It's not the one coming from a nice fellow from Germany. That's still stuck in customs. Canada Customs. So anyways, yeah, that's still sitting in Canada Customs. But in the meantime, I got buzzed up for this package. And I was quite surprised, actually. Well, I don't know why I was surprised. I mean, I knew it was coming, but it was my first time ordering from a company called Wilgoo. Wilgoo. So you have to say it like that, Wilgoo. Yeah, so it's a company in, I don't know, China, Japan, where are we? Customs declaration. Sent as gift. That's a trick. Say sent as gift. It is from Worldwide Express Company Limited, Empire Techno Center, Singapore. There you go, Singapore. That's pretty cool. So, here it is. And this, well, I'll get to opening it as I continue yapping. I hope this is an actual, see, this is all taped up. I've never ordered from Wilgoo before. For this particular product, I actually find, I mean, you know, a lot of people order from them, and for the type of products, obviously, there are a lot of import Chinese devices and gadgets and things like that. And you know, those kind of things, they tend to go fairly cheap. But I've found in my experience, and I do a lot of comparing, you know, I shop from places like Deal Extreme and Geek Buying and all those kind of basic cheap import companies. And I have actually found, you know, comparing that, a lot of times Wilgoo tends to be, I'm sorry, but more expensive. And sometimes considerably so. I don't know why, but for this particular item that I'm about to show you, first of all, seem to be the most consistent at even keeping stock on this item. But even comparing to places like Geek Buying and Deal Extreme, who don't have it currently in stock, they're still offering a cheaper price. So, you know, like $10, $15, $20 in some cases. So yeah, they had it in stock, and I decided to order from. Man, they really taped this up good. And at this point, I'm not sure if I'm cutting into a box that I'm hoping the box for the item is actually in. The way they've taped it up, I would hope this is not the actual box of the item. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that happy thought and dream in my mind that this is what I'm cutting into here, and what is completely taped up is not the actual box for the item, but is just a shipping box. Otherwise, I'm going to be a little disappointed, but I don't think it would be. It should be. I'm going to just peel off a little bit here and get it over with. No, that seems to be a shipping box, which is good. You just never know sometimes, folks, especially when you go for the free shipping option, which I do. And that's the thing, as I was getting to. You know, I'm getting these items on the cheap. I'm looking for the best deals, and that's why I order from these overseas companies. A lot of you who have been following me for a long time know that I've started my, there we go, now we're getting somewhere. I started my Android adventures with a very cheap tablet, going way back to the, I believe it was a 5-inch gaming tablet by Yinlips. I love the name of that one, Yinlips. But that one, through my own stupidity, met its fate as it was dropped screen first on the edge of a, what was it, paper shredder, yeah, device, and it cracked the screen, and it just wasn't worth, you know, I had all these suggestions, it wasn't worth getting replaced or repaired or anything like that, because it was a cheap device in the first place. And that was one thing, and number two, I'm just not handy in that type of area. So now you can see I'm just actually ripping into the box, because I know it is the shipping box. There we go. But I did notice, I'm hearing something moving around there, so I don't know, I hope. I'm guessing hoping that's just whatever accessories came with the item. But again, yeah, so starting off with my in lips, and then, you know, more happy, oh, here we go, that's better. More happy times with my JXD items, devices, and gadgets. I've had several of those, the 601, the 7300B, which still, you probably can't see, it's in the corner there on my night table, still stands by my night table. It's my main tablet for use, it's my main tablet for travel, drifting off, when I go to bed, before I drift off, checking those last messages on Facebook, etc. I do it all on the JXD 7300 tablet. And you know, I have the 7800 tablet, as most of you know, as many of you know, which is a more powerful beast, but yeah, this 7300 has been my go-to device. But here we are. This is the new member of the cheap Android tablet family. Now this is not by JXD, it is by JPD, Gamepad Digital. So you'll find a bunch of, well, so a lot of writing that I can't read there. Obviously, I don't know what it is. Is it in Cantonese or whatever? It's from Singapore. Sorry, I know I sound very ignorant there of my understanding of what language this would be printed in. All I know is it's not English and I can't read it. Hell, I can't even read French, and my last name is Deveau. So, what does that tell you? I don't know. I'm just not good with anything outside of English, and sometimes even with that I fail spectacularly. So here we are, Gamepad Digital. It's a very tight box, like feels solid. It's nice packaging. Oh, and that's what I wanted to say. So the reason I opted for this is, you know, with having another cheap Android device, this came shipped to my door, Canadian price, total of like $106, under $107, $106.19 if you want to be exact, Canadian. Their price on their site is $99.99. I believe it was $99.99. $99.99 shipped US. So that is, of course, if you go for the free shipping option, which I always do. I mean, I'm already ordering these devices because they're cheap. I don't mind waiting, and in this case, it was just under 3 weeks, which is, I'm quite used to it. Again, ordering from these Chinese import sites, I always opt for the free shipping, knowing it's going to take. I wouldn't even start worrying before a month had passed. So, the fact that it showed up in 3 weeks, and the Wilgoo site. Again, I know it's a favorite from a lot of people who order these kind of devices. It's like you order, it shows all 3 steps, ordered, whatever, processing, this and that, but every step just continuously says processing. So it never says processed or finished or anything like that. So actually last night I came that close to emailing them and asking if the order actually went through, because every step still just said processing, right? So, but I don't know, I held back, I didn't. I probably would in another week or so. And, but here it is, it just showed up at my door. So, they're not the greatest for communication. You get your initial, like you place your order, you'll get a thing from them saying, thanks for your order. You can check it online, of course, in your account settings, and again, it'll say, you know, ordered, whatever. It's like 2 other steps, but all they ever say is processing. They don't actually say completed or anything like that. And they've never sent me anything else you know, there's no tracking because I went for the free option to Canada. No insurance or anything like that. I don't know. So I'm just glad to see it here at my door and in the package. And I'm sorry for yapping so much. Let me just open it up here. Wow, that's quite the box. How do I open this? As usual, the packaging shows all kinds of icons for different systems, from Nintendo 64 to, what is it, PlayStation, Game Boy Advance, PSP, Android, all that stuff. Because, you know, there's a bunch of emulators on here. Most likely it's the Game Center or Happy Chick hub, which is, you know, pretty much just pirated wares that, I mean, I don't care. You guys know me, I don't care about that. But it allows you to download ROMs for all these different systems ready to play on your Android through emulation. Which is, you know, that's fine. That's what I did on my 7800 and my 7300, etc. But I just wanted to say, yeah, see, I couldn't read 4 nuclear CPU. That doesn't mean anything to you guys. So, well, it does seem to be packed very nicely, as you can see there. Okay, now hopefully, unlike my JXD7800 unboxing, when I take this device out, take it out of the bag here. Okay, screen looks clean, not scratched. Move it forward. Hopefully the screen's not going to fall out like it did with my JXD7800. No, it seems okay. It's about what I expect. My 7800 felt a little more heavy and solid, but this is not bad. This is probably more like my JXD7300. But there we go. That's the JPD. It's actually the 8800Q, I believe. Q89ANDROID Plus, I think, or it might be just JPD8800 Plus. Yeah, I believe there was a non-plus version, but this is the plus version. Supposedly 1.8 gigahertz CPU. I don't know about that, but it looks pretty nice overall. Once again, have like a D-pad type controller right there, built right in. That's the beautiful thing. You got like these PS2. Or I should say PSP type hubs, little hubs here. Not as good, of course, not as good quality, but something like that. It's more circular pad, kind of just moving around like that for direction. But then you got your D-pad type thing here going on, which is always fun for emulated games. All kinds of buttons. You know, is it what? A, B, X, Y, select, start. 2 little speaker grills here. Now, unfortunately, from what I've heard, now this is, again, one of the downfalls. My understanding is there's actually only 1 speaker built in. I know, that's pretty bad. But again, as I'm saying, $106 shipped to my door. If this thing turns on and plays and runs and, you know, runs most things smoothly, then I'm not going to complain. It's good enough. You can see other people's more thorough reviews on this, although I might get to it later. But anyways, so you have your power on off. Have power on off here. I don't know how you all, well, you'll see that USB, micro USB hub. Yeah, that's my micro SD card slot, headphone jack, mic jack, and HD output. You have all those there. I don't know how well you're seeing that once again. Sorry about that. You can see maybe something, the descriptions there. So yeah, it's all included. Little camera, I believe, right here, which will be pretty much next to useless. They always are in these cheap import devices. Again, except my 7800, which is more of the higher end, which was like 138 or however much it cost, and it's got a pretty decent camera. It's got a usable camera, barely usable camera. But this one, I know it's like always like 0.02 or 1.2 pixel camera, whatever. It's nothing you want to use, really. Let's face it, come on, these are called Android game pads for a reason. You get them for one reason only, and that is to basically run emulators, and all the included emulators and the ROM Game Center hub that's built into these. Yeah, nice overall. 7-inch IPS display, so it's got a pretty good display. Again, I don't know if I can find the resolution on that. I should have had all that information on hand. But got your typical, okay, that's always good. Sometimes they send you the wrong one with these import companies, but that's the flat plug type that fits into any US or Canadian jack, and then right there is the hub for USB. I'm assuming it charges through USB only, and then there's a cable for that. Can I get it out here? Gotta go caveman here. Nope, I can do it with one hand. Alright, and then that's just your standard little micro USB on one end, and then full USB to connect to that adapter that I just showed you, or any power USB output to charge your device. Okay, little mini user guide right here. Let me just take a quick look through that. Well, it says user guide. Oh, okay, well, the user guide's in English. It's the Q88, GPDQ88. Okay, should be the plus. Well, anyways, yeah, and everything is in foreign language here, so I can't read it. Do they include an English section? No, and why should they? We're importing these out of their country, so why should they have any English information there? Another little baggie here, but it's empty. But that's okay, because I'm assuming, oh no, that was probably in there, the USB charger thingy. So that's it. I'm surprised. Usually they include like $1 cheap headphones to go with it, but they didn't in this case. That's okay. I have enough of those. But anyways, what I'll do is I'll link in the description. I will link the proper specifications. Oh, I guess I should at least see if I can turn this baby on, right? I don't know if it came with any kind of charge at all. Probably not. Not getting anything. Anything? Holding the power button. Oh, yeah, something's coming on there. So, a little bit of a charge in it. Oh, there goes the box. So I look forward to playing around with this. Yeah, it does. It feels a little cheap and plasticky. It doesn't feel as solid as my 7800 JXD. I would probably rate it somewhere between my 7300 and my 7800 JPXD, and that will either mean something to you or mean absolutely nothing. What it typically means is it looks pretty nice. You know, it looks cool. Have some fun on it with it for sure. You know, but it is plastic. It doesn't feel like, I'm sure, what a Nexus 7 or some offering by Samsung, or heaven forbid an iPad, would feel like. But these, you know, these gadgets are for the masses, the cheap lower end. They're basically just trying to give you a lot of bang for your buck, and they do. If you're an Android fan and you're into running emulators and, well, plays, you know, standard Android Google played games rather well also. So, but it's all, most people get these because of all the retro games and emulators and the built-in controls and buttons and functions. Just makes it so much better, because like many of you, I hate touch. Any type of touch gaming. I don't want to be doing this to play a racing game for the motion sensor or anything like that. Just give me the good old gamepad and buttons. So what do we have here? Did it completely boot, or while I was yapping? Oh, there we go. Hey, nice. So let's see if I can get into that unlock. Oh, and there we go. So I've unlocked the interface. Yeah, you can see what we got here: Warriors of Fate, Street Fighter Alpha, Metal Slug, King of Fighters. So it's all built in, ready to go. I'll do more of a look at it later on. GBA, Dreamcast. Oh, they got one game. Ikaruga, of course. That's like the go-to game to demonstrate. Oh, geez, they even got a PS1 game on there already. PSP. So, yeah, I'll take it through the functions. This is your game center or game hub that are usually come on these devices. I tend to play around with this for a bit. Then I go over to Dingunity forums. Anybody getting into JXD, JPD, any type of cheap import tablets and devices and things like that, Dingu, all those kind of cheaper devices, you got to check out Dinguity forums. I'll have all the links in the description. Go there, because you got guys over there like Skelton and Webclaw and others who basically they create alternate ROMs and firmwares. Now, sometimes they can't get the source code for them, so they just create a more basic Android ROM. But at the very least, what they tend to do is they tend to take all the useless stuff out, any programs that are like, or any interface or programs that's not in English. They strip out all the the foreign stuff and the bloatware, shall we say, putting up more better apps, more up-to-date apps, streamlining it, getting rid of what you don't need and putting in what you do need, and basically they optimize the ROM so it takes better advantage of the hardware and the ROM, the CPU, GPU, all that stuff. They tighten it up, they tweak it, they get rid of all the crap basically. I've done that for all my JXDs. I got a skeleton Android ROM on my 7300. I've got a Prometheus, I think it's called Prometheus something on my 7800 right now. I never stick to the default. Companies like JXD, and I will assume JPD, yeah, it's, some people are perfectly happy with what they get out of the box, and for those people, more power to you. Enjoy your device, have fun. For those who like to tweak and possibly get more out of their device, more options, more optimized, streamlined Android ROM operating system on there, and if you like to tweak, and it can be a little nerve-wracking if you don't know what you're doing, but if an idiot like me can do it, follow the directions, get the drivers on your Windows machine or whatever, and you can upgrade the firmware and get something better on there, something that's going to perform better and take more advantage of your hardware. So I'll have all the description and links. I'll have all the links in the description of this video for anyone who wants to look into that. But otherwise, hopefully I'll get around to looking at this device. Maybe I'll do one video as it is, and then maybe future down the line when I've got a better ROM on here, do a little bit of an update for you. Okay, so that's it. That's the GPD88 Plus. It better be the Plus. That's what I ordered. I'll confirm that later. I'm sure it is though. And that's it. Rob MaximumRD out, and yeah, I'm totally out of it. Okay, yeah, these are unprepared videos, right? I wasn't expecting this package, so there you go. Rob out. Talk to you later. Bye. Woo.